Hey, beautiful day today. Fucking snow, bro. Now, I know there's a lot of that's my baby, bro. That's my baby. Oh yeah. So, I want to discuss a few things on this walk pertaining to how to escape the matrix, bro. Well, you gotta. Damn, if y'all see this person. Damn, bro. Think. March 2029. Yeah, bro's long gone. Fucking military base up in these mountains probably fucking got a hold of that man, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm all good. I left my phone in the truck. I don't fucking need my phone. Take some time off from these negative EMF frequencies that be blasting through your fucking phone, bro. I need that shit, but I'm all good. I'm strapped as fuck, bro. You know what it is? I got big Betsy in here. And I got little Sally right here. You know? Stay sovereign, stay safe, stay concealed, stay aware, bro. So I'm pretty much gonna be walking up this fucking mountain, or just honestly a glorified hill. There are no mountains in Connecticut. I'm about to go ice climbing in New Hampshire on Mount Washington this January, though. It's our annual trip, so I'll get my snowy mountain time there. But so with the Matrix, right? It's less so. One, we live in a holographic universe, so and we are able to everything vibrates, and everything is frequency. These are hermetic laws and principles, bro, of the universe. So when you understand this, everything vibrates. This tree is vibrating. It's not even it's not stationary. It appears to be stationary because it is vibrating at such a low level or low rate to where we're able to perceive it as a stationary object. And it's slowed down so much we're able to interact with it, bro. You're gonna find me out of breath, bro. It's been a while. So it's not like some computer program. I mean, it could be, but like it's mainly generated from consciousness. And when you understand this, that consciousness comes before the physical. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first? Reality, perceivable outside reality, or the consciousness to perceive that outside reality? The consciousness comes first. This is where you get into conscious manifestation, where you can program yourself to think, act, move, feel, and become a certain way to where you can. So basically, since consciousness comes before the reality, you can program yourself to have the state of consciousness to program a predictable reality, predictable outcome. This is called conscious manifestation. Now, there's a lot of some flat ground. There's a lot of people out here who are spewing nonsense about like manifestation, like, oh, close your eyes and be happy and you'll get everything. Like, no, it's they're like, what people do is they give you one side of the coin. Like, they tell you either grind so hard and hustle so hard to where you burn yourself out, or they'll tell you to just close your eyes, think happy thoughts, and everything will be okay. You need both of them. You need the conscious state of consciousness to where you are a sovereign energetic being that operates outside the matrix. So you are a free spirit, literally, a free thinking spirit, literally, and a sovereign spirit, literally. You don't have to rely on these structures and shit. So, because the matrix isn't just like a physical thing. It's not like I'm escaping this earth or some bullshit. It's all consciousness, and it's all energetic. It's perception. It's the matrix involves your subconscious programming, how you think, how you feel, how you believe, how you are open to if you are a closed off individual or if you're an open individual. The Matrix pretty much is, let me see if I can say this in like one sentence. The Matrix is a system generated from conscious belief, and that conscious belief, i.e. billions of humans who are literal divine batteries, bro, without knowing it, when they feed these structures, the structures have no power. But when the human batteries give power to these structures, voluntarily or involuntarily, these powers actually gain the power that these humans consciously or unconsciously relinquish when they believe in this. So, for instance, a big part of this Matrix, financial institutions. So let's say this, start off with this. So, when you're in the Matrix, you have this conception that money is real and that money holds power and that you need to do all these things to get money because your value is based off of how much money you understand. Like, I'm sure you know, like someone who looks at their bank account, right? Excuse me, and they see $10, and they probably aren't gonna be like, wow, this is wonderful, bro, I love this shit. I got $10 to my name, bro. Like, no. Like when you're in the Matrix, you'll see that and you'll go, shit, I got 10. Even though, like, let's say you ran into a lot of bad luck recently or some bullshit to wipe you out, or I don't care how you got there, maybe you never had any money to begin with, but you see the empty bank account, and Matrix people will look at that and go, fuck, man, I'm worthless. Like, I can't even go out and buy a cheeseburger, can't do any of these things. And by sulking and identifying with that $10, the empty bank account, which is just digital numbers, and those digital numbers are based off of paper. Like, money, bro, we could fucking have our currency be goddamn leaves, bro. We could say, hey, this leaf is worth this is one leaf. I'll sell you my my heater for 200 leaves. Like, we can do this, bro, because we give power to whatever systems, bro. But the government, the ones in charge, and if you think about it, there's always a bigger fish, bro. It's not like the politicians are running the show. They're puppets. Who are the ones running the politicians? The Jews, the Jesuits. They're puppets. The satanic worshippers, they're puppets. The Illuminati, puppets. There's forces beyond your comprehension that run this entire Matrix, bro. And it's all by design. So, like, when you truly grasp that, someone who is stuck in the Matrix will look at that $10 bank account and be like, you know, they'll not, like, maybe they will freak out, but you know, low densities, they get down into themselves. They go, oh man, this isn't good, and it signals to your subconscious regardless. So imagine everything you see is just a projection from your consciousness to help you understand and navigate the physical 3D world, because we are spiritual beings, multi-dimensional beings, not trapped, but like, we are here to have the human experience, correct? So in order to have the human experience, we have to go from hella dimensional beings, like upwards of 10 to 12 dimensions, to compress into like a 3D, 2D, 1D dimensional world. So in order to navigate and, you know, live and experience this world, we have to, one, forget everything, two, basically dumb ourselves down to just be human. There's nothing wrong with being human, bro. We're all fucking human, bro. I'm fucking human, bro. So, like, so your subconscious, oh my god, there's so much to talk about. You store a lot of these programs. So, like, someone who looks at the $10 in their bank account, they'll freak out, blah, blah, blah. Someone who looks at their bank account and sees $1 million, they'll be like, oh, fuck yeah. See? You see that change. Just their whole entire state of being and their perception of themselves and their perceived value of themselves changes based on a physical manifestation of the reality that they are projecting out of their consciousness. For instance, like, let's say you're looking in the mirror, right? You don't like, let's say you got some facial hair, right? Let's say I'm looking in the mirror, right? And I got my little fucking going on my own goatee shit going on right now. I look in the mirror, right? And I go, I don't like that beard. I kind of want to do something about that. Okay, so what would I do? Do I go up to the mirror and try and shave off the mirror? Because that's the projection that I'm seeing. I don't try and shave the beard. I take a step back. I look at myself, and I trim my beard, not the mirror. You can't look at your reality and try to fix your reality. Your reality is entirely generated by yourself and your state of consciousness, your state of being, your frequency, and your vibration, because everything vibrates and everything has frequency, bro. So when you truly understand these concepts, you can actually like physically start working with these energies inside your body, bro. And then when you become an entirely sovereign being, these powers hold nothing over you. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Hell yeah. So when you break out of these systems, right, you literally cut the tether to yourself with the matrix reality, bro. And it's fucking wonderful because it's a whole entire different state of living, bro. Like, I cut that leash off of myself a long time ago, and I walk in God's light, bro. We're out here in God's light, brother, in this beautiful world, bro. I couldn't be fucking happier. I couldn't be fucking happier, bro. Could not be fucking happier. And people look at me and they're like, you must be faking it, right? Because to be happy, wouldn't you need like $1 million? Wouldn't you need like some sports cars? Wouldn't you need a nice house? What about a girl? Like, I'm just like, bro, you literally need nothing. You need zero things except yourself. And when you tap into that God essence inside yourself, you can really start to change these programs and installed belief systems, like limiting beliefs. Like, you ever hear people grow up in a family that, you know, doesn't have the most amount of money, and then their friend who and they have a talent, like, oh, let's say they're good at singing, and then their friend who comes over hears them singing, and they go, you have a beautiful voice, you can get famous off of that, you know that? You could turn this into a whole entire thing. And they go, no, people like me don't get rich like that. No, we don't get famous. We're subject. Like, you hear this with people in the hood too. They're just like, no, I'll never make it out the hood. Nah, this is I'm just here to stay here. This is it. It's limiting beliefs, and these are programmed to you as a kid, bro. Ages 0 to 7, you're most subject to, when information comes in, you're subject to perceiving that as how reality actually is. That's why they want your kids, bro. That's why they want you to send your kids to school, so the government has your kids all day, and then you see them at night, and then you fucking fall asleep. You barely get to interact with them, and the government is the one that, even if it's not malicious, not nefarious, your kids are being taught by teachers who may not know, most of the time, don't know shit about shit. So, like, you really got to break out of the matrix. You really got to uninstall. You got to identify these beliefs in yourself. Like, for instance, like, oh, I always struggle to make money. At the end of the month, I somehow always can barely pay my bills. The more you keep telling yourself that, the more it's going to happen. Because you believe it on a subconscious level, and you store them in your nervous system, bro. And you can tell, because, like, your nervous system can be very reactionary. It's your nervous system, bro. It's for feeling, bro. It's nerves, bro. So, like, for instance, when you tell someone something that doesn't, like, let's say a objective fact of reality, everyone's reality, that does not line up with their current perception of their fixed world. For instance, like back in 2020, great one. When people were getting split in the race war, right? You had, when that George Floyd bullshit happened. Now, that whole thing was a psyop, 100%. But, like, in the case it's not, let's say this. So, you have a bunch of people who are just like, oh, he's racist because I didn't care what the suspect did before that knee on the neck occurred. They didn't care what he was doing, what was in his body. They didn't care what kind of person he was. They didn't care. They only saw the couple seconds of the knee on the neck. And then I would go, hey, I also saw the video of the knee on the neck, but have you also seen the lethal amount of fentanyl in that man's system? That's overdose level, and took it right before that happened. And like, he was also not that good of a person, bro. Now, no one deserves to die, but I'm trying to enlighten you to expand your perception so you can form a brand new, honest, and authentic opinion about this, rather than just believing what you see online. And every time I'd be like, hey, do you know this guy had a bunch of fentanyl on him? Not like, hey, you're wrong, he was drugged. I'm just like, do you know this also happened? Does this influence your decision anymore? And then he'd be like, oh, you get the reaction, because their nervous system is programmed to believe that everything they see online is true, as long as it feeds their beliefs. This is why algorithms exist like that. So each individual will get a catered experience, and it'll keep feeding. It's like an echo chamber, bro. So like when contradicting, even a well-meaning contradicting belief, this is why modern discussions and debates don't really happen anymore, except on podcasts. But podcasts is all service level, and it's all controlled too. So even the Joe Rogan shit, that's some good content, bro. Some good personalities and shit, but it's controlled. If you out here thinking Joe Rogan, with all this influence, all this screen time, is not controlled, you smoking crack, bro. Crazy. They're all controlled, bro. They may be good people, but they're controlled. They can only say and bring certain people on, bro. It's crazy. So like, when you say something to contradict someone else's world, and they're living in they identify with their beliefs, and how they're raised bullshit, they are stuck in the matrix densities of consciousness, and you bring up a contradicting belief, they'll go, oh, you'll get the reaction, the nervous system, like the danger, the I'm not safe, that kind of shit. So that's another thing, safety as well. When people, there is no fear. There is no such thing as fucking fear. A bear could fucking come up right here right now. Someone could fucking come up here and try and mug me right now. Someone could, like, the government could be waiting for me down by my truck. Like, hey, today's the day, you're coming in. There is no fear. It's all false evidence appearing real, bro. There is no such thing as fear. And fear is a low vibration and a low density. It's one of the lowest shits you can feel. Vibrations you can feel, frequencies you can feel. So when you cave into the fear, like, let's say, I don't fucking know, a grizzly bear comes over here right now. Now, obviously, my nervous system right now is programmed in the matrix for this instance, for a danger close instance. I will look at this grizzly bear, and once I identify, I'll be like, my nervous system will feel your heart drop. Like, you'll feel your nerves, like the hair up your spine. That's your nervous system, bro. It's indicating to you that it is not safe. So you have to use discernment. Obviously, if like I'm looking up and a fucking nuclear bomb is slowly dropping on me, like, you're not gonna be fucking safe. But like, especially when it involves nature like this, like if a bear comes up, one with nature comes up, I can either A, I can fucking run and fucking get my ass handed to me, or B, I can hold my ground, feel all these feelings, tell my nervous system in full confidence and belief that I am safe. And by telling yourself that you're safe, you in turn reflect the reality of being safe. That's why when they say, when you see an animal or some bullshit or some danger or whatever, when you act in fear and you feel the fear, you emit a vibration, a frequency of fear. And these animals or whatever's happening, your external reality will pick up on the vibration of fear, and in turn, you will receive a response that matches that fear. I.e., if I'm here shitting bricks because I ran into a cougar or a bear and I cave in and just emit, I'm throwing fear at this thing. This thing's gonna be like, oh, this is easy pickings, bro. This ain't even shit. And then in turn, I will generate the reality of being attacked or some shit. My fear of being attacked. So what you do in that situation is you would stand, hold your ground, feel all the things your nervous system is telling you, and you will breathe into it, indicating that you are indeed safe, and that there is nothing to fear, and that this is just an old fear rising to the surface to be cleansed, bro. And in turn, you will emit the frequencies of being safe, the vibration being safe, and in turn, your external reality will mirror you being safe, in which case you will be safe because you calm yourself down, you got your nervous system on point, you had faith in God that this was actually gonna go down the way it is, and now you're safe. I've tested this in many experiences. Few instances involving vehicles, like, you know, losing control, and I'm just like, I'm not even scared because I know nothing's gonna happen to me, and nothing ever fucking does. If you know me, I've had mad close calls, bro, to where I've been in like an accident to like, or like some shit where like you like I walk away like no scratches, not scratch on me, and I'm like, how the fuck did I survive this shit? I drove off the fucking highway, plowed into hella guardrails, and almost like smoked myself on a tree, bro. And like, I had no scratches on me. Like, that's crazy, bro. But the Matrix feeds on fear. There's forces behind your comprehension that feed on the fear itself. Can call them archons, but we call it this kind of energy that they drain off of you, loosh energy. It's called loosh, L-O-O-S-H, loosh energy. Look that one up. Same with archons and Gnosticism. You know, Jesus was a Gnostic, right? He preached all the same shit too that I'm telling you about. That's why I was killed for it. Hopefully they don't come for me. I don't believe they will, because as God's chosen one, can't touch me, bro. Untouchable, bro. Look at this. Oh, you can't really see. It's a nice frozen lake down here. It's beautiful, bro. Got the sun trying to peek through the clouds. We'll get a better view of that up top. GoPro's getting a little low. Oh, I almost slipped on my rock. So like, to break out of this low density matrix, you have to stop caving into these feelings and these thoughts that aren't even yours, bro. You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not your emotions. You are not your fears. You are not any of these things. You are the observer behind it all. So when your body will throw random emotions, random thoughts, random bullshit at you, but it's your job to step back as the observer and to not identify with these things, to not go like, man, I'm depressed, I'm this, I feel sad, I'm this, I'm that. You're not any of that, bro. You truly aren't. And this is also how you can become sovereign, because when you do not identify, when you understand that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you are not these impulses, you are not anything but the observer, you automatically put yourself in a position to where you only observe the reality of truth. And truth is the highest vibration, bro. So like, let's say I wake up today, right? And I'm like, man, I feel a little sluggish, feel a little slow. Got a random wave of depression, but I'd be like, that's not even me, bro. And then I'm in my body, I'll feel these things. I'm like, bro, this ain't even me. And then like instantly, just unconditional love will flow through my body. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking it, bro. This is what walking with God is like. So, this is a massive tangent. I'm going off the dome. I don't have any notes, but the Matrix is very based on vibrations, thoughts, and feelings. Like the thing is, and they like to split people up and pin them against each other. For instance, to become sovereign, you have to integrate the yin and the yang inside of yourself. To do that, what's that look like? For the males, for the masculine, myself, you gotta find It's at the base of your spine. It's called Shakti spirit that the Indians used to call. But anyways, it's basically the feminine essence in the males reside at the bottom of the spine, and you have to integrate it. When you integrate that, you are a whole being. Same with the women. The masculine is in your body as well, and you got to identify and integrate it. So for instance, as a male coming up, I was told my whole life, oh, be a man, don't be a pussy. Oh, feelings are bullshit. Don't feel. You're sad. Deal with it. Don't work through it, but deal with it. Shut up and go work your job for 12 hours. Like, so the programming runs so deep to where I don't even have a chance when I'm coming up as a youngin' to understand these concepts. I'm automatically told to cut out the feminine essence. Or, you know, when dudes show love, when they get intimate, like if, God forbid, I want to cuddle with a woman or some shit. Not in the weird, cringy ass beta cuck way, but like, I'm a human being. I have a divine essence in me that would like to share an intimate moment with you. I kind of want to hold you in my arms right now. A lot of times people will deem that as like, oh, you're what are you, a girl? It's just like, it's because they're so programmed to where they can't integrate that aspect about themselves into their own life, bro. It runs so deep, bro. So like, the men got to integrate their feelings and the women got to integrate the logic. That's like very short summary, like very vague, but true. So, because feeling is everything. Now, you aren't your feelings. Like, I'm like, yeah. If you're depressed, you're literally not even your depression. It's just your body telling you something's not right in your reality, you need to change. That's what depression is. But like, you aren't your depression. Now, where was I going with that? Sorry, I'm like ducking trees right now. Join your depression. Fuck, where did I leave off, bro? Oh yeah, so like, so emotions and thoughts aren't you, but the feeling is you. So like, if I'm chilling here, right? Like, let's say I got a fork in the road, left or right. I can sit here, and if I really wanted to ask myself which route I should go, I would just take a deep breath and ask my heart which way I should go. And then like I'll like, if I'm still unsure, I could like act like I'm going this way, and when I feel contraction or I feel a wave of, nah, don't go that way, I won't go that way, and I'll go this way. And then I guarantee you the other way, this way, my heart will be like, oh yeah, I'll feel more relaxed and I'll be more open to it. I'll feel expansive. Like, it's correct. Your heart is your navigation, bro. So feelings are important. You feel things for a reason, but emotions are separate from feelings, because feelings is how you navigate the unseen, because you don't see feelings. Yeah, that's why your heart is so good. That's why they say follow your heart, bro. Your heart is your compass for the unseen. And to navigate this unseen plane of existence, which is a spiritual realm, because the physical realm, so the spiritual realm is not in this physical world. This physical world is in the spiritual realm. And when you understand this, you understand that everything is spiritual, because the spirituality and the spiritual plane comes first in a sequential order. So something on the spiritual plane must move first, and then it'll follow on the physical plane into your reality. So this is how conscious manifestation works too. So when you, to get out of the matrix, when you, all these low densities and frequencies, you have to do spiritual work. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're trying to change the physical, you don't just change the physical, bro. You got to work on yourself. That's why when you say, I want to change my life, you have to change yourself first. You are the projector, and we project this reality. So why If I don't like what I'm seeing, if I don't like what I'm living, why would I try to change the movie screen? Why? I'd have to go to the projector itself, the source. God, spirit, you. And change that. In turn, when you change the projector, you change what's being projected. That's what they don't tell you. So, manifestation is like hope in a dream, wishing on a fucking star or some bullshit. It's just doing the inner work, doing spiritual work to change and better your outside reality. And this is the proper way to do it. This is what Jesus was talking about. But you won't find these teachings of Jesus in these altered Bibles that we have. You won't. Well, I want to go up here real quick. So, and there's like the book of Mary Magdalene that touches upon this shit too. There's a lot of the book of Enoch. A lot of this shit, these books, weren't included in the Bible in the main script because it would allow people to know too much. It's all control. Do you really think this book lasted this long? Bro, so like, here's an example. The government, so they're spraying the air with bullshit chemicals. We all know this. Did you know the government or whoever, you can go watch old Disney movies now, like a digital copy, like go on Netflix, watch an old Disney movie, like an old cartoon. They put chemtrails in the designs of the sky like it's always been normal. But then you go to your VHS copy of that tape, you're like, I don't remember seeing that when I was a kid. You open the VHS and you watch it and you're like, there's no chemtrails in the sky. This is how they change history. This is how they do resets, bro. Little by little to where you don't notice. It's less taking a cannonball to the face, and it's more death by 1,000 cuts or frogs boiling in a pot. They don't know they're being boiled until they're fucking burnt, bro. This is how they get you. This is how they change history and change reality and how we perceive everything. Because now, if we have our kids watch these movies on Netflix, they can be like, oh, there's always gonna be clouds of chemtrails in the sky. I guess that's normal. That's always been here. It's fucked up. But we know better. We go, hey, they're changing this. What else are they changing, bro? And I'll give you this one. Before I say that, just look at this shit. So quiet up here. That water's gotta be cold as fuck, bro. Oh my god. So like, when you truly understand this, you understand it's not that hard to change history. Because one, history is written by the victors, but you can also go back and edit things to where people don't notice. But people nowadays, in the age of information, the age of Aquarius, Satya Yuga, the age of enlightenment, can't get by us, bro. Nothing gets by the pineal gland, bro. This ain't just a fucking hat. This ain't just a design, bro. This ain't just my logo. This is everything. So, oh, would you look at that? I'm getting chills down my spine, hairs on the back of my neck standing up, and it seems like the sun came out to play as soon as I reached the top. How wonderful is that? It's my boy up there. You know the sun is a lot closer than we think. It's actually the same exact size as the fucking moon, bro. Look at a full moon, then look at the sun. Especially when they're both in the same fucking sky together. They were right next to each other. Like, people don't know a lot. You know, on the official website of NASA and the CIA, and the pilot's flight training manual, the pilot's manifesto, it mentions tens and tens of times that we live on a flat, stationary Earth. And then you start asking your questions and you go down that rabbit hole, which I implore you to venture down. I'm not going to touch upon it too much right now, but it's interesting. So you're like, there is no globe. If you think about it, why does every star rotate around Polaris like clockwork? How are we spiraling through space at 500,000 miles an hour, rotating around the solar system at whatever million miles an hour, being on our axis rotating at whatever the fuck miles an hour, yet we still have the same exact sky, same exact stars, same exact pattern, same exact orientation, night after night after night for hundreds and thousands of years. Makes you think, huh? Now, I don't like preaching, but I like teaching. So I'll bring this to your awareness, and you could form your own opinions off of it, and you could do your own research. But it really makes you ask questions, because if they're lying about a lot of things they've been lying about, what else are they lying about? They're lying about that. Well, they're lying about everything else. You see this in ancient cultures as well. Ancient civilizations and societies knew this shit, that you can cross-reference maps and basic understandings of the world and the reality we live in, and it's all spiritual. And that's why science and spirituality are one in the same coin, bro. But they split them and they have them fight with each other, thinking the other one's wrong and the other one's right, when they're supposed to work in tandem. And when you implement both science and spirituality, I mean, science is literally openly studying the spiritual plane right now. It's called quantum physics and quantum mechanics. What is quantum? The study of the unseen. We can only see, what, 5-10% of the electromagnetic spectrum, bro? We can only access, like, what, 10% of our brains, bro? I think this is a fucking joke, bro. I know this shit. So, breaking out the matrix is less, hey, let me escape this computer simulation and get, like, I don't know, unplug and log out. It's more, how can I escape this low state of consciousness, this low state of vibration, this low state of frequency, this low state of authenticity, to where I can truly become myself and ascend. That's what I'm doing, spiritual ascension, bro. So to escape the matrix, it's more elevating, working yourself up the ladder of spirituality. Because when you break that fourth dimensional plane of existence and you enter the fifth, you become truly untouchable, bro. You enter what is called the Christ consciousness, bro. And this is what Jesus was teaching, bro. Now, I want to teach this, bro, because I know all about this bullshit. This is why these systems can't touch me. I operate entirely through God, bro. I go where he wants me to go. I talk to who he wants me to talk to. I do what he wants me to do. I don't listen to no one fucking else, bro. I don't listen to no one fucking else. Not even my own thoughts, because my thoughts aren't even mine, bro. I'm the awareness in the sky. I'm the sky, I'm the awareness, with the pure awareness, which is the sky, the blue sky. The thoughts are the clouds that go by. They aren't even yours. You just watch them. You see a thought go by, you just watch it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. I only do what God wants me to do. The Most High. And my life doing this kind of lifestyle and operation has drastically increased for the better than I could have ever imagined, bro. And it's not the cringy, like, hey, I go to church and I believe in God. It's not that. You shouldn't even believe in God, because God exists, bro. Are you fucking serious? You think all this perfect nature reality, God ain't real? Are you fucking stupid, bro? Not insult. I'm trying to wake you all up. And this isn't me preaching a religion or whatever, or a belief system. I teach what I know from first-hand experience and personal testimony. And I know there is God. I know I have an established, very close, tight relationship with God. That's why I'm untouchable, bro. That's why I live how I live, and nothing can fucking touch me, bro. Those who know me fucking know. So I know what I know. Because when you empty yourself of all the dense bullshit from the Matrix, since you're an empty vessel, now you can take in God's light and all the knowledge and wisdom, bro. This is also referred to in alchemy as the blackening, the negredo, the dark night of the soul, transitioning into the reddening, which is albedo, which is being filled with God's light. And then rubedo, the final. No. Albedo is the whitening, and then the reddening, which is albedo, or rubedo, that's the third stage, and that's when you actually embody and live. You don't just believe in God. You don't believe in God. If you believe in God, you truly don't have a relationship with God. Because if I have a girlfriend right now, I don't believe I have a girlfriend. I know I have a girlfriend. I don't believe I have shoes on. I know I have shoes on. I don't believe I'm on Earth right now. I know I'm on Earth. I don't believe there's a God. I know there's a God, because we are all fractals of the one divine source, the Most High, and it resides within each and every one of us. We are literal divine batteries, bro. It's inside of you. They want you going to the church to find God. They want you going to the pastor, to confession, to here, to there, to the temple, to the mountain, to all the shit. Well, you could just fucking talk to God in your being, bro. And when you understand, not just believe, but understand that there's God, and when you establish a close net relationship with God, you become an embodiment, a representation of God. You don't become a God. I can't zap lightning right now, but like, you understand what I'm saying. Oh God, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I want you, I talked about a lot, breaking out of the matrix, but you have to understand the matrix isn't a physical cage, it's a mental cage, it's a conscious cage. When you're stuck in the 1, 2, and 3 dimensional ways of thinking, and the 3D, I like to say the third dimensional reality, where you think we're on a planet and you think things are, how they seem, how they appear to be. But when you break out of that and you enter the fourth dimension, bro, you start to question things. And when you start to question things, you go down the rabbit hole. When you go down the rabbit hole, you can do your spiritual work. And when you go do your spiritual work, you do the inner work, and you don't slack, and you actually become. When you embody, not just live, but become and embody the manifestation of God, bro, you enter the fifth stage. That is the fifth dimension. That is the Christ consciousness that is unconditional, never-ending love, no matter what is going on in your life. I don't care, bro. I don't care, bro. This is the way. This is it. This is the way the ancients were talking about all the fucking time, bro. It's been dead up until like recently, bro, because they swept it under the rug. But you can't hide God for long, bro. We're all subject to the matrix reality under the dome, but you can break that dome through God. So it is in your best interest to be a non-participant in the matrix. It is in your best interest to live a authentic and loving life in the light of God, bro. And that's not me being a cringy Christian. I'm not even Christian. I'm not religious. I'm not Catholic. Religion is bullshit. The church is bullshit. It's all control, and it's all meant to herd the sheep into a specific way of thinking and to have them fight with other religions, when the truth, there's a fractal of truth in each religion. When you take GoPro died, but when you take the fractals of truth in each religion, you put it into one thing, you perform your own perception and understanding of God, and that's how you live. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful life, go with the flow, for you got nowhere to go, stay awake, stay aware, stay ascending. GoPro's about to die. Take care.